Good afternoon, everybody. First of all, I would like to thank the scientific committee AOS for giving me this opportunity to be here today in this wonderful first ever virtual conference. And my topic is measuring deviation. So first of all, we'll see why should we measure the deviation at all. Most important reason is one is for the surgical management. We need to know exact angle of the strabismus for us to plan the surgery. And second is the follow-ups. Look, whenever you're following up a patient, you need to know whether the squint is increasing or decreasing. So that's the important reason. So what is the unit for measuring the strabismus? We are measuring it in two this thing. One is the degrees and the prisms. 1 degree is approximately equal to 2.5 prism diopters, but then it can change as the angle increases. Suppose it's a 45-degree strabismus, then 1 degree may be equal to 5 prism diopters also. So that's why it's not very accurate. That's why we rely more on the prisms to measure the deviation. So this is more accurate, and we can either use this prism bar, or you can use the loose prisms for measuring the deviation. And also you will need some occluders. And I would like to highlight this important thing which is necessary for measuring the strabismus. That's the accommodative target. So you see a patient here, the eyes are absolutely straight when you see with the torchlight. And the moment you put an accommodative target, you see how much of deviation will be there. So without an accommodation target, if you measure, definitely you'll end up with a false readings. So general rules for using the prism is like whenever we're using the plastic prisms, which we use most of the time, the prisms are placed in front of the deviating eye in the frontal plane, and the apex should be pointing towards the deviation. So what does that mean? Means in an esotropia, the apex should be pointing inwards and the base is outside. So in an exotropia, it is base in a hyper, it is base out, and the hypo, it is base up. So just remember, the apex should be pointing towards the deviation when you're doing the prism bar cover test. Another important thing to remember is when the patient is having a head tilt and when you're trying to measure the angle, it's always important to keep the prisms parallel to the face. Otherwise, you'll end up again with the wrong readings. The test to measure the deviation can be either subjective or objective. Mostly we use this objective methods. Objective, either the light reflex test with the Hirschberg and the Krimsky. The prisms, we use the PBCT, and you also can use a synaptophore to measure the deviation. Coming to the first one, the Hirschberg test. So the Hirschberg test estimates the deviation by using the corneal right reflex test. That's the first Purkinje image. So here the examiner will be sitting right behind the light source and seeing directly onto the cornea. So again, this requires a central fixation. Disadvantage of this is like small deviations sometimes may be overlooked and forias are not measured, and deviation may be underestimated. So what you do, how to measure the angle in a Hirschberg test? So if right in the center, the angle is 0, or eyes are orthotropic. If the light reflex is falling at the pupillary edge, then we tell it is a 15-degree squint. If it is falling between the pupil and the limbus, it's about 28 to 30 degrees. And if it is at the limbus, it's about 45 degrees. So this is how you measure the angle of strabismus. And this can be improved by using the modified Krimsky test, because here we use the prisms instead of relying on the degrees, as I told. It's easier to do it with the prisms. So here, in the original Krimsky test, which was described, the prism was placed in front of the deviating eye. Whereas in these patients, the fixation may be very poor. So you may not get a very good measurements when you are doing that. So that's why we modified it into a modified Krimsky test, where the prism is placed in front of the fixing eye. So here you'll get a more accurate assessment of the angle of the deviation. So you just place a prism and see that the center, the light reflex in the squinting eye is centered to the center. So this gives us the angle of deviation. So this is used in patients who have poor vision and poor fixation, where a prism bar cover test may not be possible. So this is a small video showing the modified Krimsky test. So you just put a light and then slowly increase the amount of prisms until you neutralize the deviation. And in fact, you can go a little more also to go for suppose you are doing an exotropia, you take the patient to ESO by increasing the prisms and then again get back to the correct angle. So here you can see it becomes ESO and then you get the correct angle of deviation. There's another test, same this thing. I think I'll skip that one. So again, the angle, the prism strength is gradually increased, so that you watch the light reflects on the squinting eye so that it should be in the center. So this is the Krimsky test. The next is the alternate cover test. So in this, first we dissociate the two eyes so that you can measure the total deviation, the manifest as well as the latent deviation. So we can just go through the, so the prerequisites for this alternate prism bar cover test is that it requires a foveal fixation in each eye and good vision. So if the patient is having a poor vision, then this cannot be done. And also it requires the attention and cooperation of the patient. So it cannot be done in very small children who will not cooperate for that. So how do we go about doing this one? So just first, as I told you, first dissociate the two eyes so that you just do an alternate cover test. So this will bring out the latent deviation. And then you place the prism with the apex towards the deviation, and then gradually increase the strength of the prism till you can neutralize the deviation. So you can see that the deviation is neutralized. So again, here also you can go slightly increase the amount of prism to go for the opposite. Let's go to ISO, and then again come back so that you'll get the accurate measurement of the deviation. This is another, sorry. Okay, so basically measurement of the strabismus is done either with the Krimsky or the alternate prism bar cover test, and the PBCT is always a more accurate measure of deviation.